If you look around social media today and you read the news articles and look at the magazines, you will find a plethora of entrepreneurs who are starting and exiting multi-million and even billion-dollar companies through their revolutionary new products and their technology advancements. From the outside, it's really pretty sexy and it's appealing. It looks like the life that I want to live. But in fact, when you sit back and think about it and look at the statistics, those companies and those entrepreneurs are really the 0.001% of what entrepreneurship is. I started my business about 3 years ago, going on about 4 years, and it's been a daily choice to stick with this business because I was not like the lemonade stand kid. I was not the kid that sold you candy in between classes from my backpack. I just want to share about some of the things that were the deciding factors that ultimately landed me into entrepreneurship and why I have stuck with entrepreneurship over the past 3.5 years, even when getting a 9-to-5 job sounded way more appealing. The first and probably the most obvious reason why I got into entrepreneurship is that I just couldn't stay interested in a job. I have worked about 14 jobs since I was 16, and I have quit or resigned or gotten fired from these businesses for a number of reasons, whether it was boring tasks or just monotony of the day-to-day of a business, of a job, poor management, too physically demanding, and even I've quit jobs because they were just too corporate. There was one time where I quit a job like the day I got hired and started training because they wanted me to take home some manual, like this giant folder, and learn a bunch of recipes while I was like off the clock. So definitely wasn't going to do that. So I just didn't stay interested in a job for very long. Again, 14 jobs over the last, since I was 16. So doing the math, it's like about a job a year. So couldn't really keep interested in a job for more than a year. So as an entrepreneur, I can kind of change the tasks and in the environments that I'm in as I choose to. So that's really a benefit of entrepreneurship. The next reason why I wanted to get into entrepreneurship was because I wanted to connect with my community in a more meaningful way. During my teen years and into my college years, I have volunteered for a number of different churches for a number of years. I actually even worked for a church for a period of time. And those were amazing years of being connected with the people in the organization. A lot of my friends were from the church. In addition to that, being connected with a community, I felt like I was doing some good. And I felt like through entrepreneurship, I would have the control or the ability to, one, either have the resources and, or just the skills and the time to be able to contribute back into the community in which my business was a part of. The next reason why I wanted to get into entrepreneurship is in the realm of income, but it has only been through the last few years of being an entrepreneur that I've been able to actually articulate the reason why income was a part of a desire of mine to get into entrepreneurship. When I first started, it was not to just get rich. I just wanted to be able to pay my rent. Now I can clearly articulate that the reason why I got into entrepreneurship was because I wanted to have an uncapped earning potential and I wanted my income to be separate from my time input. Why I want those two things, they fall into these two buckets. First is I wanted to break free from some negative childhood experiences I had around money and about beliefs about money, and actually have like the cash to not pass those types of negative beliefs or mindsets around money to my kids. And the second was that I wanted to enjoy the things in my life to the highest degree. I joke around with my wife. I don't know if you've seen like videos or heard stories of people who go to Disneyland. A lot of the people that go to Disneyland and they're just like complaining the whole time because they're just signing checks that are, hundreds and hundreds of dollars for food and souvenirs and hotels. That's not how I want to experience the things in life. I am okay not going to Disneyland. I do not actually want to go to Disneyland, but if I do go to Disneyland, I want to be able to go and take my family and actually just enjoy it and just be in that moment and not worry about how much things cost. So on a day-to-day basis, how it looks like for me as my income goes up or goes down, these things will obviously have to fluctuate, but I want to be able to enjoy the best quality meat and the best quality vegetables and the best quality protein powder that my current income can afford. So, and I would rather not do something or not buy something if I can't afford it, rather than just getting a cheap quality knockoff version of what that thing is. I've done a lot of years of like eating terrible food because it's all I could afford, and or because I spent money on stupid stuff that I didn't need. And so now I'm kind of shifting my mindset towards I'd rather not spend a bunch of money on stupid stuff, but on things that actually bring me a higher degree of quality of life. The final reason why I chose entrepreneurship was because I believe that there is an opportunity to have freedom of time. While there's nothing wrong with working an hourly job, there's a cap on income when I track and measure my time with money. If I only have 70 hours a week that I can physically work because I have to sleep, then I am capped at whatever per hour rate that is. So a few reasons why I chose entrepreneurship in order to achieve this freedom of time was because I saw my family work really long, hard hours, laborious work, mentally draining, emotionally draining work, and it didn't ever lead to a more fulfilling or happier existence. And it didn't ever seem like they were any more financially stable. While my childhood was fun and very comfortable, but it just didn't ever feel like I can tell that my family is happy with life. And so that's why I attribute sometimes these working a lot of hours as not actually a measure of success. The second reason why I wanted to choose entrepreneurship for freedom of time was because I didn't want to have someone in control of my income. I worked a salary job and I worked 60 hours on an average week, and I really loved this job. Like it did not matter. I was making like $40K a year, but I was working a bunch of hours, but I loved it. And then I got fired from it, unsuspected. It was kind of like a surprise to me. And so I didn't want the ability of someone else's choice to be able to take my income away. And so I didn't want to have to give my time to an organization to not be in control of my time there. Like I wasn't, as an employee, you just aren't in control. And so while it may feel more stable to be an employee, ultimately you don't make the choices. You could go to work any given day and be told that you need to go home. So I didn't want that for me. The last reason, and this is becoming more and more real, and actually I can see the benefits of this in my life, is that I want to be able to partake in most of the activities that life presents itself. So whether that's like attending a conference or an entrepreneur meetup group, or that means spending my mornings with my kids, making breakfast and driving them to school or camps or whatever it might be, I want to be able to be fully present for those types of things. And as life goes on, there's going to be more opportunities that I want to be able to make myself available for. So that's one reason why entrepreneurship has been really attractive to me and has actually helped me through a lot of mental health challenges that I've experienced over the last 3 years, healing from some previous things, going to therapy during the day. So entrepreneurship in a really real way has been able to afford me the opportunity, not just financially, but also with time flexibility. Those are the few things that keep me aligned to like a bigger picture of entrepreneurship. Broken down within all these are like different financial goals and like time goals and business goals, but these are the real deciding factors that drew me into entrepreneurship and have kept me like focused on like, I can't give this up. I can't give up. I want to give up, but I can't, because I'm still able to do all of these different things that I wouldn't be able to do if I were to go to work at 9 to 5. If you resonated with any of these points, or have any feedback or criticism or thoughts on my perspective, or you want to expand on any of the ideas, throw them in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to read all the comments and have a dialogue. If you're not connected with me on Instagram, I'd love to have a conversation with you over there. You can find me at Ken R. Young, and we can have a chat over there on Instagram. But thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next.